just did a little tutorial on how to install the tight spot bracket with your LimbSaver Silent Quiver, how to mount that on your bow using the extra bracket if you're using a single pin sight. So I figured I may as well do a review of the LimbSaver Silent Quiver. First impressions, I haven't used it out in the field yet, but my first impressions, I really like it. It's lightweight, it seems very sturdy, it's very quiet. I think the only gripe that I found with it so far is one-handed to disconnect the quick disconnect system. Feels a little difficult, a little bunched up trying to do it with one hand. Two hands, super easy. You can do it with one hand, but it doesn't feel the smoothest. But I don't think that's a deal breaker. That's really not a big deal to me. To remove the quiver itself using the quick disconnect, you can see, hopefully you can see, there's this little tab right here, and if you push that down, it allows you to quickly pull that quiver off. So, and then all that's left on your bow then is this little piece here. If you're not using a single pin sight, you won't have this extra bracket down here, but if you are using a single pin, you're gonna have to pick up one of these to mount it to your bow. So here it is, fully loaded with 5 bows in it. 5 bows, 5 arrows in it. It's very light. You can hear it's quiet. I'm gonna shake it for you. I mean, no sound whatsoever. I mean, just dead quiet. The arrows don't move. They're very sturdy in there. So I really like that. Go ahead and reattach it. It's even pretty quiet reattaching it to the bow. The arrows pop out pretty easily. Whoop. A little tough from the sitting position there, but the arrows pop out and pop in pretty easily, and it's also quite quiet doing so. Very quiet actually. Again, it's tough to do this sitting down at a table, so I'll try and show you, but you can really take that arrow out quite quietly. Yeah, so this thing's very quiet. Let me pop it off the bow here and show you. So you give it a shake there, you don't hear a thing. It's super light with 5 arrows in it. Barely can even feel it in your hand there. So this is, it's not foam. I kind of like that there's no foam in there, yet it's kind of like a padded, waterproof feeling plastic. So right now I just have field tips on here, but it'll keep your broadheads in place too. And then you don't have to worry about shredding that foam. You don't have to worry about them moving around in there. So I'm pretty impressed with that. I like how quiet it is. Again, can't hear a thing. I like the quick disconnect. Pops on and off the bow super easily. Again, the arrows pop in and out. If you really try, you can do it quite silently. That noise is me actually rocking the bow on the table. Really my only complaint is that it's a little difficult to remove with one hand, which that's not even really a big complaint, and I don't think it's a big deal, at least not for me. Usually if I go up in a tree stand, I disconnect my quiver and hang it from the tree as soon as I get up there, so there's no deer around at that time. Usually it's still very dark. So overall I'm really pleased with the LimbSaver Silent Quiver. I got it on Amazon. I think I paid around $50 for it, so it's not an expensive quiver, but it holds the arrows tight. It's light, it's quiet, it's got a very usable quick disconnect system. The only thing that kind of stinks is if you do use a single pin sight, that you will have to buy that extra bracket, which was like another $23. But still, even out the door, paying $70, $75 for a quiver is pretty good deal. So I would say I highly recommend it. Go ahead, if you're looking for a new quiver, go ahead and pick one up. I don't think you'll be disappointed with it. I think you'll like how light it is, how quiet it is, and how easy it is to install and maneuver. So I'll try and show you what I'm talking about here with removing it with one hand. So hopefully you can get a nice view of that. That's what it looks like mounted on the bow. Pretty sleek looking. I like it. If you're trying to remove it with two hands, super easy. With one hand, a little tougher. If you got big fingers, you might have a hard time with it. But really, you just kind of come through in between the arrows and the bracket, and you push in on the clip to release, and then pull it back. I don't think I have big fingers. I don't think I have small fingers, and it's definitely tight. You got to push against the arrows a little bit to get some pressure to pull it out. Attaches super easy with one hand, just like that. And again, it's not tough to take it off, but I'm putting quite a bit of pressure. You can kind of see the mark there on my middle finger. It's not easy to pull off with one hand. If you're using two hands, it really is a piece of cake. But with one hand, again, totally doable, but it just doesn't feel great. If you have any questions about the quiver itself, go ahead and shoot me a question in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you.